Hello, my name is Sarah Parker, and I am an assistant professor in the PT program. My presentation is titled AI-Based Learning Activity to Teach Physical Therapy Students How to Write SMART Goals. This learning activity was designed to help first-year DPT students in their Documentation and Clinical Reasoning course, which is in the first semester of the program. Within this course, students learn how to document in all aspects of the profession, and goals are a component of this, and have traditionally been taught using the SMART or ABCDEF framework through traditional lecture and practice. This was my first year teaching this course, so it was a learning experience for me as well. SMART goals consist of 5 components: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. This is the format we provide students in the course and encourage them to use throughout their curriculum. The overarching learning problem this activity addresses is students' difficulty with writing patient goals. In previous first-year comprehensive practical documentation, the students have not grasped the concept of including all components of the SMART framework. This can lead to poor clinical reasoning and ultimately lack of reimbursement for skilled services. When I first started thinking about this topic, I asked myself, how can I teach students how to write SMART goals outside of what we're already doing? Well, in my desire to become an innovative educator, considering the recent rise of ChatGPT and knowing all that it can do was fascinating to me. This course was a perfect fit for implementing the idea. In an effort to understand and capture the learning effectiveness of this novel activity, I collaborated with members of the TLC, and it was approved by the IRB for a research project. For this learning activity, I had students use ChatGPT to help teach them the components of SMART goals and then how to write them accurately using real-time feedback. The activity had 4 separate parts: playground, guided prompts, clarifying lecture, and practice. This learning activity was delivered via Qualtrics as a survey with instructions to interact with ChatGPT in another window. For the ChatGPT playground, we included a prompt given about Arizona state flower. From here, they were given several follow-up prompts to see how the platform responded. We also gave insight on how to navigate the platform and save chats for future use. This part of the activity, we provided the displayed prompts for the students to explore further what SMART goals entail. As you can see, we guided them through their learning to ensure they received very similar learning outcomes from the platform. After the exploration of SMART goals, I provided a clarifying lecture to ensure students were on the same page about the information they received. Within this lecture, I showed them an example of a SMART goal that ChatGPT produced, and then provided ways to improve this answer based on how the goals are written in physical therapy. Once the clarifying lecture was complete, the practice of the writing of the SMART goals began. We provided 4 separate learning objectives with guided prompts to create patient cases. This is a shortened version of the first objective we provided. From the patient case written by ChatGPT, they were to write a SMART goal. Then they would input their SMART goal into ChatGPT within the second prompt, also known as the analysis prompt, and further check it with the third prompt. The 3 remaining objectives changed the structure of the learning slightly. The second objective was similar to the first, but for the third objective, a prompt was given to write a SMART goal with 1 or more missing components from a new patient case scenario. Students had to identify missing components of the goal and then rewrite it. They could then use the analysis prompt to check their work. For the fourth, students were asked to write their own patient case and then write SMART goals from this, once again using the analysis prompt to check their work. If you're thinking about implementing a learning activity with ChatGPT, overall it's fairly easy. You'll need to create a free account and then learn to navigate it yourself. It takes some time to learn how to write prompts, but is highly useful for multiple purposes. Your activity could then be distributed via Qualtrics or another platform to help guide students through. The only snag we ran into with this activity in class was the school's IP address was overwhelmed by the amount of students creating accounts on the website at the same time. With future planning, it can likely be mitigated with consultation with IT services. With the data gathered from our research, we found statistically significant improvements in students' ability to identify components of SMART goals as well as write them accurately. It was evident that many students maintain their knowledge of the content and utilize this tool to help them modify their goals in the assignments following this activity. One of the greatest benefits of this activity was the real-time or formative feedback the platform provided. Students were able to see their mistakes and fix them immediately versus waiting for instructor feedback. In alignment with ATSU's core professional attributes, students used both critical thinking and interpersonal skills during this activity. They were asked to use a new platform to learn about a concept and then critically appraise, evaluate, and reflect on the content provided. They were also instructed to communicate effectively to create SMART goals with active learning and questioning the platform. In conclusion, this activity was fun to implement, and we had positive responses to its use. The intent of the activity was to provide students with a tool to learn materials throughout their career. I believe that AI-based learning has limitless possibilities. However, we need to ensure we scaffold it in a safe way to uphold academic integrity. Thank you for listening to my presentation and consideration for the Teaching and Learning Innovation Award.